Yeah, it's the worst game I've ever played.
Remember 2017? That was a good year. We saw Sonic Mania release to critical acclaim. Then the Crash Insane trilogy drove everybody bonkers. Super Mario Odyssey capped off the year, and then Bubsy had to show his filthy feline face. In less than 2 hours, I managed to beat this game. I feel disgusted knowing the purchase of supporting the people who made this product. I cannot tell if somebody made this from a point of business or a point of irony. I'd like to imagine all good intent went into this game, but at the £15 price tag, the purchase was not worth the playthrough. The Twitter social media account for Bubsy was extremely open to the community, moreover self-aware. Surely this can't be manipulative marketing, right?
Oh, no. No.
Remember, I am a trained professional.
For anybody unaware, Bubsy was the creation of Accolade back in the 90s. He started as another mascot platformer on the Super Nintendo, and it was terrible. After 3 platformers, Bubsy just fucked off for a year and eventually came back with Bubsy 3D. I'm sure we all know how well that went. After Bubsy 3D, the bugger went into witness protection for 21 years, and eventually
he rose from the swamp.
The basis of Woolies Strike Back is similar to the original platformers. Collect yarn balls, make it through platforming levels, defeat enemies on the way. It's nothing special, but it's nothing really bad. I think that describes the entire game, honestly. The story starts with Kamek coming to Yoshi's Island, transforming all the Yoshis into wool balls before promptly leaving. Now instead of Kamek, picture these space scrotums, and instead of living creatures, picture inanimate literal balls of wool. In complete outrage by this, Bubsy follows after the creatures. And look, I understand you have a deep history with them, but Bubsy, dude, you can get like 20 on Amazon for 15 quid. Bubsy decides to finally go back outside after his house arrest, and God, the horror begins.
Oh, shout out to Fabian's hideout.
What could possibly go wrong?
After every little action, Bubsy will say a quote that's just not funny, mate. Even when merely loading into levels, he has to snap that jaw open.
It's me, the Prince of Personality, Bubsy!
Bubsy! Oh.
By the way, you can turn this off. I only figured that out after I beat the game. Unfortunately, I had to play this game on a keyboard, and there's like 5 million keys on this thing. So instead I reset the game looking for the controls and was greeted by a firewall from Bubsy.exe. So you know, I'm already having a splendid time. Once I got the game working, I learned pouncing can destroy these giant bricks. You could say the game is taking a Super Mario Bros approach, but I couldn't disagree more. The level design
in Super Mario Bros.
makes you feel in control while leaning you into this tutorial path. Bubsy encapsulates you. You're given a free bit of room to learn Bubsy's movement, the pounce attack, the glide, the standard jump. You can combine the former two with a jump to create a double jump of sorts, by the way. Although once the players used one of these actions, you can't do another until Bubsy hits the floor. Alternatively, hitting an enemy will allow you to trigger one of these moves again. This could lead to some creative possibilities, but the level design rarely rewards this. Once you're in a level, you won't be impressed. Throughout the entire game, I recall being stunned by the genius of the level design twice. And I'm not meant to feel stunned by level design. Sonic Mania has amazing level design, but I can't just pick out when it's good because the entire game is well made. I don't need to think about it. A game like Portal doesn't make me go, shit! I can't believe that puzzle was so well made, because I can appreciate every map's design. Don't get me wrong, I do understand when a game has been well crafted, but when Bubsy does it, I feel like I've just gone on a pilgrimage. I like going to this voice a lot for comedic effect. Bubsy doesn't amaze me, it disappoints. Visual design is kind of bland. Every level reuses the same few assets, the environments themselves are nice enough, and the backgrounds, as basic as they are, they have a sense of creativity. There's 3 short areas composed of lakeside, desert, and space, which all end in a boss fight. Each level's basic geometry is made up of their respective world's terrain. However, the same floating platforms, bricks, and climbable walls often make an appearance. While reusing the objects can help the player understand their purpose, they all just feel copy and pasted and uninspired. Not to mention, they're really hastily put into the levels, and the levels themselves just don't feel well crafted. Occasionally multiple paths will appear. The player can take these to give more variety, but they're more or less the same. Some lead to a black shirt, which acts as an extra hit point, which to be fair is quite well implemented. The music brings a pleasant experience too, actually. Some tracks are much more grand than others, but in the context of the game, no one song really stood out as bad. The Woolies are used for the same purpose across every level. I do recall these sand sharks appearing twice, and the Space World introduced fire platforms.
Okay, so fun fact the idiot forgot to mention is that in the Space World there are these robotic versions of Woolies which appear only in this segment here and nowhere else in the game.
However, there just really isn't any variety in generic enemy types. Then there's the boss. boss fights. There's 3 in total which all share a similar base and a basic attacks, although a clear effort did go into differentiating the boss fights. Now, I'll admit, Accolade managed to make everyone feel unique with their attack patterns, but they're all just kind of wank. Every attack feels nearly unpredictable the first time, however once you've seen the attack it's either extremely easy to avoid or gives you extremely little time to react. Actually there was one attack I did find kind of interesting, although after the first time it just kind of lost all its charm. I mean, what else can I say? The game isn't really bad, I did admittedly enjoy my playtime through it at 1 in the morning in a voice call, but there was no real incentive to play the game. There wasn't any fair challenge throughout the entire experience, nor was there anything interesting outside the occasional background element. Thankfully, Bubsy the Woolies Come to Smethwick was as short as it was. The Woolies Come to Smethwick. Again, I'll admit, at 1 o'clock in the morning I did enjoy this game, but to be fair, I think my sleep-deprived brain was so tired and dead, all it could tolerate was Bubsy. Thanks to Kirby the Meme Man for donating this game to me. I could have been playing Double XP Weekend on Ramon's Rhythmic Rumble. If you can't tell when this video was released, I'm a bit of a novice at script writing. If you'd like to leave any comments giving feedback, I'd appreciate that. Also, if you enjoyed the video, give the like a fat wham because my channel is dead. Anyway, thank you for watching and cheerio.